Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, Misaki Tsunomiya was pondering the events that led to this unfortunate predicament, and to think it all started from finding the phone that Ko Kimijima dropped in a crowd somewhere on Tanegashima, which, was the start of the road that brought us all here. Though I doubt that that phone was dropped by sheer coincidence. Misaki was famous in her youth, and there is no way that a man like Ko Kimijima would not have picked up on that. But we have worse things to consider now, because the weather is finally improving, which doesn't improve our odds or chances any. But, our chances are improved with the help of everyone who has decided to work on upgrading Gunbuild 2. But I was, of course, talking about our chances about them actually launching the rocket into outer space with its black hole bomb payload. The sky is still cloudy with the sun hidden behind them, and will buy us only so much time. We're still okay, right? Not for long. They can't launch the rocket yet, right? To be honest, Kaito, I wouldn't put money on that. I look up at the sky with unease. Some volunteers are risking life and limb to infiltrate and monitor the Osaki launch complex. All we can do now is wait for their report. Well, that's the other bit of silver lining, is that, believe it or not, Kaito, we actually outnumber them. They, of course, are completely trained soldiers armed with military-grade equipment, and we aren't. I've been discharged from assembly work. Thanks to all the people helping, Akio and Subaru ordered me to rest. After all, Kaito is the most important duty of actually piloting Gunbuild 1. They want me rested up and in top condition for the decisive battle tomorrow. And so I opted to take them up on their offer, but there's something else I need to do.
いいですか？ここは一応敵の勢力圏内ですから。
Back here at the Minamitane Community Center, where all this started for Kaito. I spy some Twipper notifications over on the Pokecom, so let's have a look-see. There's so many people helping the Robotics Club. Nothing can get better than this. Not the thing to say right before we're going to go into battle, Akio. And Sister Centipede with a single query. Why? Why did she erase Kimijima Report 0? To release you, of course. For what that's worth. And a message from Misaki. Please come quickly. That's why we're here. looks like, yeah, we have some business to take care of. And nothing else in any of the other lists.
長いは無用です。
Very true.
分かってる。
However, this is something Kaito has to do. I get out of the car and reply. I asked Nae-san to drive me over to the old community center in Uchugaoka Park. On a clear day, you can see the VAB from here, but the thick fog is making that impossible. Is Mizane over there? Is the black hole bomb capable of killing 5 billion people also there? I forcibly tear my gaze away. I'll deal with that in due time. Right now, Minamitane is effectively a ghost town. As of this morning, about 80% of Nakatane has been evacuated. The rest are moving out under police instruction. It was never a town with that many people. Still, not seeing a single car on the way to the town office in the center of the city was chilling. I can't keep wasting time. When I open the backseat door, Airi gets out. And bringing her with us, well, why not? For the time being, she is not under Kimijima's influence.
はい。
When I asked Nae-san to take me here, Airi spoke up. She said that she wanted to take a look at the island for the first time in 10 years, and who are we to deny her that request? Considering she had to be put into cold sleep, I had assumed she was super ill, but honestly, she doesn't look that bad. And aside, I have something I need her to do. That's why I agreed to take her here despite the danger. Fortunately, we have Nae-san with us. According to Frau, she's supposed to be ridiculously strong. And she is.
10年ぶりの島はどう？
はい。懐かしいけど、結構寂しいです。
Would that you could explore the place in happier times.
私の知っている人は誰もいなくなってしまいましたから。
The only people that Airi really knew, real Airi, were of course her parents and Ko Kimijima.
そうは言っても、母と君島さんくらいだったんですけど。
Which isn't saying much. A decade is much longer than it seems. For example, it's possible that friends from kindergarten or elementary school are still around. But for Airi, whose time was stopped for a whole decade, that of 10 full years, they would be different people now. I know that's it.
俺ちょっと中を見てくるから。ナエさん、アイリーさんのことよろしく。
I walk off on my own. Very bold of you, Kaito. The room at the end of the far end of the first floor, the one with an electronic lock. The device inside of this room is what I'm here for. The door is locked. It won't open unless you input the password. This device is what has been manufacturing the monopoles. Airi's the one who taught it to me. Or was it Sister Centipede? No, I'm pretty sure it was Airi.
ヒドゥン
Maybe.
ハンド
Talking of which. Surprised, I turn around to find Airi and Nae-san standing in the darkness.
ついてきちゃったの
That they have.
ごめんなさい。だってほら、外にいると寒いですし。
Yeah, it's really cold. It was either in here or out in the car.
アイリさん、なんで今のパスワードを知ってるわけ
That is a very good question.
ふっと頭の中に浮かんできました。そんな言葉、今まで一度も聞いたことないのに。
Curious. Airi seems to be at a loss. She doesn't understand why she knows the password. Obviously, it would have been put there by Kimijima himself. Could Sister Centipede be around here somewhere? Last week when I left for Tokyo, I know she was still operating properly. But for some reason, she stopped showing up on my Pokégon. It'd be really helpful if she popped up right about now. There's something I wanted to ask her. Well, maybe we'll see her. Maybe we won't. In fact, I was hoping to fish out Sister Centipede by bringing Airi here. No luck. Well, whatever. I need to keep my priorities straight. The inside of the room is unchanged from the last time I came. The electromagnetic wave irradiation device that causes monopoles to fall from the sky. The EGI device. It's still working. Which means that monopoles are still falling on Uchugaoka Park.
それは。
電磁波照射装置だよ。
電磁波。これでモノポールを降らせていたんですね。教えてくれてもよかったのに。
Yeah, in all honesty, we probably should have done that much sooner, but it's too late for that.
万博が終わるまでは騒ぎになりたくなかったんだよ。
I leave the woman alone for a moment and stand in front of the device. It uses a large antenna outside to beam EM waves into space. I think that's how Sister Centipede explained it before. But I didn't really examine it in detail last time. Well, now's your chance. I had no idea how to handle or operate it. It's not like there's an
それ
instruction
単体
booklet
では
around.
役に立たない。スロットに専用のカートリッジを挿さなければ動かないだろう。
But Sawada knows. course he would. Intrigued by what Sawada told me, I decided to come here. I figured there might be a cartridge-like thing somewhere on the machine. I began casually tapping away at the icons on the display screen. It goes without saying, but I have zero luck, so I give up controlling the device via its screen.
何をしてるんですか？
ちょっと探し物をね。
There's nothing like a window or anything below the display, which means I can't see inside. Am I going to have to take this thing apart in order to figure out what he meant by a cartridge? Then in the darkness, I find what seems to be a button under the device. Well, that's something. Just as I'm about to push it,
待ってください。
for some reason, Airi stops me.
装置の電源を切った方がいいと思います。
That's actually a prudent call. Though turning it off would ultimately cause the monopoles to cease proliferating, we don't quite know what else this device is
どう
capable
いうこ
of.
あ、いえ、なんとなくそう思っただけで。
Regardless, we should probably trust Airi's warning, Kaito. We don't want to do anything that will make the situation even worse. Well, she's right. It's common sense to make sure the power's off before taking something apart. I follow Airi's advice and cut the power. However, there's no explanation for any of the buttons on the display, so I have no idea what to push.
どれだ
Wouldn't conveniently be a proper power button, would it?
これ
But Airi knows. And just like that, Airi is next to me. She reaches her white slender hand out and touches my hand. I can feel her warmth through my skin.
実体がある。
Indeed, Kaito, she's not the AR construct.
ああ、いや、こっちの話。
I smile and leave the display to Airi.
アイリちゃん、わかるんですか？
Kokimijima would have left some traces that Airi can use.
電源を切るにはこのボタンを押してサブ画面を出してからこっちの大きなボタンを10秒間押し続ければ。
Airi follows her own instructions. The light then vanishes from the device's display. The constant humming noise stops, and the room is blanketed in silence. It's quiet, very quiet. I guess the power's off.
あまりに自然にやってたね、今。
I glance at Nae-san and she nods her head in agreement. It looked to me like Airi knew exactly what she was doing with that device. No hesitation whatsoever. She turned the power off without even thinking about it. These are the actions of someone who has been around the block dozens of times, not just once or twice. Is this really the Airi who was asleep for 10 years? Well, Ko may have taught her a thing or two in order to gain her trust. Or is she actually the AR Airi? Hell, this could even be a trap set by Ko Kimijima. That possibility did cross my mind. However, but wait, she literally just touched my hand a moment ago. I know I felt her. There's no way that she's AR Airi.
わかりません。
Is something wrong?
私、今、どうして。
Uh-oh. Airi seems surprised at herself. Whatever, I can ask her about it later. I have Airi move out of the way and try pressing the button on the bottom of the device. When I do, a tray comes slowly sliding out. It's hard to see in the darkness, but it's actually less of a tray and more of a circuit board. Well, we found it. It's a little bigger than a Pokecom. Could this be the device's core? I steel myself and try pulling it all the way out. There was nothing.
これがカートリッジなのかな。ひとまず上に戻ろう。
Okay. I want to take a look at this thing somewhere with some light. The three of us return to the second floor. Who can actually see? It's a strange feeling. It was only half a year ago that I first spoke to AR Airi here, at this place. And now... If we look through here through IUO... Power marker's still there for report number 1. Still in that corner. The real Airi is standing right in front of my eyes. This is the first time actually seeing this room and this place. Airi appears to be having some thoughts as she looks around the community center.
アイリさんってこの島の出身だよね。
はい。
No hesitations there.
ここには来たことある？
いいえ、
Again, no
病気の
hesitation.
せいもあって、いつも家に閉じこもっていましたから。
She never ventured outside.
私の家は西の表と中種の境ぐらいにあったんです。だから島の南の方はほとんど来たことがありません。
I already looked into the house where Airi Yukifune lived. I doubt we'll find any major clues there. Unfortunately, it's now an empty lot. Her house is gone. I still still haven't found the right time to let her know. Yeah. We need to find her a place to stay. Earlier when Airi said she wanted to go with me, I was afraid she'd ask us to take her to her house. I looked down at the circuit board in my hand. It really is just that. I don't know much about how these things are constructed, so I have no idea how it works. The EM radiation device that Sawada gave me has a slot for something just this size. I put down the heavy knapsack slung over my shoulder and removed the device. Time to put this thing to use, I guess.
それが N4。
Nae knows what it is.
知ってるの？
Interesting.
ええ、名前だけは見たのは初めてです。ん？
A device that could show illusions to tens of thousands of people in Odaiba. If we can use this thing, we can totally change the tide of battle with Mizane. To a degree. I carefully aligned the circuit board with the slot entrance.
ぴったりですね。
Good for us.
刺してみる。
I pushed the circuit board with a bit of strength into the slot. It doesn't catch on anything, and once it's all the way inside, it clicks. Alright, it's compatible. I'm in luck. So far, so good.
This これで使えるのかな？
Aside from the slot for the circuit board, there's no switch or button on the device itself. But I do have a little remote control that came with it and in my knapsack. That's handy. It's a simple controller with 2 square centimeters in size with a single button on it. Pushing said button would likely turn on the device, and I can imagine pushing it again would shut it off. That's very straightforward. Will that make people see illusions? And it's not just that. It's possible that there's another way of using it. Well, is there a way of actually determining what illusions are being seen and observed? I wonder. I'll test it out when I get back to the airport.
それで
I put the device back in the knapsack and face Airi.
さっきのこと詳しく教えてくれないかな？ヒドゥンハンドっていうパスワードを知ってたこと。
It's not so much that she knew it, it's the fact that she was aware of it.
それと装置の電源を切る方法を知ってたことについてね。何か思い当たる？
Airi rubs her temples with her fingers, a confused expression on her face.
君島さんの声が聞こえたんです。
え？
の病院で一人でいたら君島さんの声が聞こえて、たくさんの映像を見せられました。
Videos, huh?
それが本当の映像だったのか、頭の中だけの記憶だったのか、それはわかりません。
They could have been illusions, but all designed to
誰
manipulate
の映した
Airi.
映像だったのかもわかりません。
I don't think they were conventional videos, Airi.
気づいた時には飛行機の中であなたたちと一緒でした。
That's her span of time.
ヒドゥンハンドという言葉はその時に見せられた映像の中で誰かがつぶやいていて、さっきこの場所に来た時に初めてなのにまるで何度も来たような感じがしたんです。デジャブというものでしょうか。
Normally, yes, but not in this instance. Nae. Deja vu. The feeling of having experienced something before despite not having actually experienced it. The feeling is described as recalling a genuine past experience as opposed to an imagined experience or dream. However, the person experiencing the phenomenon is unable to recall when and where that experience occurred, which results in an intense feeling of strangeness. The cause of deja vu has yet to be determined. One theory is that it is a psychological phenomenon caused by temporary desynchronization of the recollection and storage functions of memory. The cause is theorized to be spasms in the brain's parahippocampal gyrus, which is in charge of spatial reasoning and the sensation of familiarity. Deja vu would normally apply to somebody who has actually done something before. But in Airi's case, she's never physically been here whatsoever. I don't think Airi's memories have been inherited by her. Otherwise, she would have recognized Kaito and referred to him as her older brother right from the get-go. Those would just be ones and zeros anyway. You'd be surprised at how ones and zeros can be converted into memory, Kaito, but I digress. So I want to believe that's not the case. More so, it's more likely, yeah, the imprint of Ko Kimijima leaving its mark on her psyche. Which in this case has actually helped us out. Hell, that means she'd remember me giving her a kiss on the forehead with my poker gum on Christmas Eve. I'd die of embarrassment if she remembered that. But something's not right here. Sister Centipede might know something about all of this. We can't get in touch with her. I boot up IUO and survey the area with it, but there's no Sister Centipede in sight. Where could she have wandered off to?
アイリさんは調布空港でのことも覚えてないんだね。
はい。
She was in complete hypnosis.
私、何か。
いや、気にしなくていいよ。
We can't tell her. If I told her she tried to kill us and then herself, and with a gun no less, it would probably come as a massive shock.
とりあえず戻りましょう。長いは禁物です。
We've lingered here long enough. Irene and I both nod and exit the building. And of course, it's not like we need any more monopoles. And outside of the building was...
え
Well, that's ominous, but I don't think these are real.
ドローン囲まれた。
Okay, they're real. Okay. Yeah, these aren't the same illusions that Ko Kimijima used to drone, nickname for military unmanned aerial vehicle, also known as a UAV. Its name is derived from a Trojan warrior in Greek mythology called Dolon. Yeah. These things are not AR constructs. The only thing I can say at this point is, ruh-roh.
動けば撃ちます。
Well, you wanted to meet Sister Centipede one more time, Kaito. There she is. That voice. Airi? But she's standing next to me, worriedly looking around with uncertainty. In that case...
ゲージねえか
Yes, indeed. I raised my Pokecom in the direction of the voice, the tower scaffolding. God damn it. Airi, no, Sister Centipede, is there wearing her usual fluttery dress, the icon on her head glowing. A dress that has never been worn by the real Airi, I might add. Airi looks at my Pokecom from the side and her eyes widen.
私がいる。
Yes and no. She has your face, she has your voice, but she is not you. She is Sister Centipede.
繰り返します。動けば撃ちます。3秒とかからず、あなた方3名は死にます。
Yeah, it would stand to reason that she would still follow the instructions of her creator, Ko Kimijima.
カイト君、今すごくまずい状況です。
Yeah, this is about as ungood as we can get.
見ればわかるよ
Yeah, the worst possible situation right now. I never considered that Sister Centipede would be part of the enemy's forces. Well, given that she was constructed by Ko Kimijima himself, we should have. This might actually be convenient for me. This increases the probability that Sister Centipede has the answers to my questions. The probability that you will answer said questions is low, unfortunately.
あのふわふわ浮いてるのって AR じゃないかな
私の肉眼でも見えてますよ。
There's only one way to find out.
お台場でもそうだったよ肉眼でも見える幻を何十万人って人が目撃したみんなまんまと騙されたんだ
Problem is that the reverse can happen as well. You can be tricked into believing, just as you can be tricked into believing that illusions are real, you can also be tricked into believing that what is real is an illusion, when it is not. And as much as we would love to bank on these things being augmented reality simulations, but the only way to test that is to risk it.
それと同じだったりしてくれたらいいなって思ったりして。
It would be, but yeah. Remembering the fact that Misaki's kill team has military-grade detail. But if that was the case, wouldn't Sister Centipede also be visible to... There's a bullet hole in the concrete wall.
本物です。
あ、そう。
Yeah, these things are, these things exist. They're not, They're not real booted, VR. These things are actual proper, UAV drones. Yeah, a little bit of wishful thinking there. I didn't expect her to fire a warning shot though. Sister Centipede's much more quick-witted than she used to be. I would think that she's always been observant.
俺たちを取り囲んで何がしたいわけ?
Kaito's still trying to play it cool.
あなたたちを排除せよというマスターのご命令です。
Yeah, despite her familiarity with us, she is a tool of Kokimijima. She will not betray her programming. I gulp. I'm going to get killed off before I even get the chance to challenge Minamitane. Give me a damn break. Well, we shouldn't have underestimated Kokimijima.
だったらなんで門番無用で撃ち殺さないんでしょう。
So that is a very good question, Nae. She's right. Is there a reason why Sister Centipede hasn't killed us yet? Maybe I was wrong after all. If that's the case, maybe I can work with this.
ゲジネに聞きたいことがある。
答えるつもりはありません。
I thought as much. But that doesn't stop me from asking.
お台場の万博会場でスメラギが遠隔操縦されたことは知ってる?
And of course, no response.
スメラギはスタンドアローンだった。ハッキングは有線以外じゃできないはずなのに。それについて知ってることない?
The Expo rampage likely wasn't Mizune's plan, but rather Kokimijima's as a part of Project A2. In that case, since Sister Centipede is working under him, she should know something. But again, getting that information from her is easier said than done. In fact, seeing as Sister Centipede is operating the drones, it's possible that she also remotely operated Tsuburagi.
教えてよ、ゲジネ。
It shouldn't really be possible, but there it is.
君は勘違いをしているようだ。
There he is again. Yeah, trying to get on Sister Centipede's good side wasn't gonna work out the way you hoped, Kaito. It's him. Yep, he just spawned in out of nowhere, like he does. I think you're glitching there, good sir. Yeah, I think there was some technical glitchery there on your part. It's all his fault.
君はプロジェクトアトムのシナリオにおいて主役どころか名前すら与えられていない配役に過ぎないんだ。
Kaito was already aware of that fact.
あまりこんな場所をうろつかずに速やかに退場してもらいたいんだよ。東京でもそう言っただろう。
Plans change, Kokimijima. If this man didn't exist, Mizune wouldn't be our enemy.
ましてや僕の作ったものを勝手に持ち去ろうとするなんて。盗っ人たけだけしいとはこのことじゃないか。
I'll actually take that as a compliment. But Kaito's being overwhelmed by rage. Akira wouldn't have had to suffer, and the expo wouldn't have been ruined, and Model 2 would still exist.
僕のレポートを全部集めてわざわざ世界中に拡散してくれたことについては敬意を表するよ、ヤシオカイト君。だが君はただの使いっ走りでしかないと自覚しなければいけないな。
You'd be surprised at what a mere errand boy is capable of. It's all his fault. I want to rush up to him and punch him right in the face, right this second. Unfortunately, doing so would land you into a collision course with the tower, if you did that. Or breaking your own Pokégon screen if you wanted to do it that way. I'm so angry, I know I can't do that and it pisses me off. I have no way to vent this anger. And if I moved right now, I'd be pumped full of holes. 10 drones are hovering above Nae-san and myself. Their guns trained on us as they make eerie fan noises.
ゲジね、なぜさっさと処分しない？
Kimijima asking the very question that Nae did. I glance at Nae-san, hoping she has some kind of plan. But I don't think she was prepared for this. Even she seems to be at her wit's end. People? No problem. Drones? Different story. Her eyes are darting around. She's biting down on her lip, unable to move. Neither me nor Nae-san can find a way out of this. Is it hopeless? Is this where the story ends? The answer to that question will have to come in the next episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite, but when we return, adventurers, we are definitely being held at gunpoint. As always, until next we meet.